order to pick up 2 double-decker tacos on the way home.
Oh, shit. That'll take fucking 30 minutes. What's up, Zoners? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard. You will come to you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Red Zone. Today, we have our streamers, our plays, and our pauses, which are usually amazing. We're going to go over last week's. Not so much, Jason. Not so much. All that is yet to come. Before we get into everything, Jason, we also have fantasy news, and there is some crazy shit going on right now in the NFL. Coaches losing their jobs, people getting traded, man. Injuries, man. Injuries, god damn it. Hey, before we get into all of that, man, Jason, please tell the public how they can help the show, because we need it.
Yeah, if you guys made it this far and enjoyed two friends talking about fantasy football, then please hit subscribe, press the like. We like the likes. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about our play or pauses. Do you have any questions about who to start or sit this week? Let us know in the comments. We're also on the radio on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And then check out our Patreon, because we got one.
Patreon, if you want to support us. All right, man. First up, we're going to talk about it real fast. DeAndre Hopkins going to Kansas City. Jason, would you trade away DeAndre Hopkins? And right now, with all this hope,
I would trade away. Yep.
I think I would as well. So, I mean, Juju Smith-Schuster will be back. They got Mecole Hardman. Dude, there's going to just be so much. The only person I trust is Kareem Hunt, really, still.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's still playing with a MCL sprain or whatever. He started the year playing like on an torn MCL or some shit like that. So, yeah, DeAndre Hopkins, I would trade away if you have him. Still, there is a small chance he could be great.
Small chance.
Next up, Jason, Bryce Young to start after Andy Dalton got hit by a car. Which one of you assholes in Carolina are out there hitting? I know are you a Bryce Young believer, man, or something? I know you're not a Chuba Hubbard owner or a Deontay Johnson owner. You're out there trying to kill our fantasy season, dog. But anyways, Jason, did you hear that Andy Dalton got hit by a car?
Yeah, his whole family did. And I think it was PS2.
Shit. When you say PS2, is that PlayStation?
Patrick Surtain the second. I think it was him. He's all like, I'm going to make Deontay Johnson irrelevant this week. I'm taking out the quarterback because Bryce Young, I'm like, dude, sit everybody.
So, hey, I got super scared. I thought they actually made the switch back to Bryce Young, and I am a Jonathan Brooks owner, Jason. I know you're trying to be a Jonathan Brooks owner as well.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Hey, but no, it's okay. They have not made the quarterback switch yet. All right, they're still just let him come back from his car injury. I don't know. I haven't heard about the injuries, Jason.
Yeah, I don't think there was any injuries.
Okay.
I think they're good. But not anymore because you keep denying my trades.
Oh, no, I'm going to send out some trades, I think. I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to go pick up Anthony Richardson, Jason, and dangle him in front of your face.
Do it. I'll be like, I remember when I dropped that guy.
And then, hey, man, on the same team, Deontay Johnson, the Panther insiders, Jason, say he's going to be traded in the next 48 hours. So they're saying Deontay Johnson maybe to Tampa Bay would be the best fit. What do you think about that?
I mean,
they need a slot wide receiver, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, and Chris Godwin, he was killing it. What? 50 receptions, 536 receiving yards in the slot.
Pretty awesome. You know that off the top of your head.
Well, it's because I'm going to say it again a little bit later in the episode.
Okay, I was like, yeah. You're right, Jason. Yeah, totally. So, yeah, Deontay Johnson getting traded. I mean, he's had 2 terrible games out of the last 3. So, I think being traded would actually be good for him, even though I thought he was going to be like a league winner for like those 2 weeks, Jason. And then, hey, man, the Rams are shopping Cooper Kupp. Right now, Tennessee is interested. They're the only team that can take on the salary. There's other teams out there that are talking about it. The Kansas City was talking about it, and they got rid of and they picked up DeAndre Hopkins. So Tennessee, I would hate. You better hope to God, man. If you're a Cooper Kupp owner, I don't know what you want. You want him to stay on the Rams. That's your best option, man.
You want him to stay, but wouldn't that be weird if the Titans traded for Cooper Kupp when they just traded away another 31-year-old?
Well, dude. Well, yeah.
Wide receiver.
DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, he's not as good as Cooper Kupp is, but Cooper Kupp getting injured all the time. Puka Nacua would go through the roof, man. Oh my God, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's some crazy situation going on right now. If you feel like you know what's happening, do your trades for him or not for him. And then, hey, man, Jonathan Taylor practices today. Jonathan Taylor coming back. I was telling somebody they're talking about trading away Jonathan Taylor for some other people. And I was like, man, even with Anthony Richardson, Jason, he was still getting like 100 yards and a touchdown. So I really like Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, I think their run block win rate is actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, I mean Quentin Big Q,
and he's going to get the ball 20 times a game.
And here we go, dude. You're getting some weird shit right here. OJ Mayo to be fired is what it's like. Almost 2,000 comments already, Jason, on this Reddit thing. So maybe that was within the next 48 hours. And then Deontay Johnson's going to be traded within the next 2 weeks. Yeah, that's what it was. Deontay Johnson traded the next 2 weeks. Gerard Mayo, a Patriots insider, says he's going to be fired within the next 48 hours, man.
Jared Mayo, correct? Not OJ.
Did I say OJ?
You even did like the first time. You even did like a little slow, right? You're like, OJ Mayo. Like,
dude, I thought OJ Mayo was going to be so good, man. He was good on NBA 2K.
Yeah, he was great on there. He was a little secret weapon.
Who was the best NBA 2K player? It was Amon Shumpert. Holy shit, man. I swear to God. That guy would like be the best defensive player and hit every single three. I need to get back into NBA 2K, Jason. Too much football for basketball. All right, man. Desmond Ridder to the fucking Raiders, dog. So I don't like this for my Brock Bowers. All right, and hey, Brock Bowers start of the week. You stream against Kansas City Chiefs. Brock Bowers, man, is going against Kansas City Chiefs. But Jason, how would you feel about Desmond Ridder throwing the ball? I would rather just have Gardner Minshew out there ripping it.
I would hate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what? I mean, do we know what the issue is? Are they just going to have 3 quarterbacks rostered?
Well, AOC's Aiden O'Connell is going to be the starter when he gets back, but he's out for the next 4 weeks with a broken thumb.
So this is just okay. This is just over for the next 4 weeks.
They're just trying to be okay, man, because Minshew's throwing 3 interceptions and crazy shit. So
yeah, okay.
But Desmond Ridder doesn't throw the ball, so I don't know how to feel about that. Maybe he's like sitting on his home eating whatever the hell he's just like, when I get my chance, I'm going to let it rip. So,
pizza pockets. It's probably pizza pockets.
There is a man in a world with a man. All right, Jason. Did you see brought Aubrey to jury duty? He might not be available this week.
You would think the Texas courts would allow him to not
this is Texas. This is Texas. No, everybody's the same in Texas.
We're all equal.
I don't know why I'm talking like that. I want to go to Texas. I watch too much. I watch too much King of the Hill.
Great show.
Great show. Anyways, that's the news. And here we go, man.
Tyler.
Jason, what?
I dropped Anthony Richardson.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you did.
How do you feel about that?
I would too.
Okay.
Okay. Well, my problem is I would have picked him up, but I'd rather have Drake May. So, and right now I do want 2 quarterbacks because Sam Darnold's kind of scaring me again, and his playoff schedule's not great. So I'm thinking Drake May, but yeah, he's got a terrible matchup this week, and I've got a lot of valuable backup running backs.
Yeah, I got to the point where I was thinking. I know. I was thinking though, I'm not ever going to start this guy. He's unstartable right now, and I have Jaden Daniels as my quarterback. Like, if I need to replace, Tua was on the waivers, so I picked him up. He's going against the Cardinals.
I know. I tried to pick up Tua, Jason.
Yeah, that's why I bid $1.
Well, yeah, but I got Cedric. It doesn't matter because I got the person I wanted, man. I got Cedric Tillman or whatever the fuck his name is. Nobody even bid on that guy.
Yeah, I don't want that guy.
You don't want Jameis Winston's favorite target?
Who are you going to start him over?
I'm starting him this week.
Yeah, who you starting him over?
ETN?
Well, yeah. Okay.
It's like, oh yeah. Demario Douglas?
Really?
Demario Douglas is going against the Jets, dog. I'm not doing it. Isn't he going against the Jets?
He's going against the Jets, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. So, yeah. Give me Cedric. Give me 1,000 air yards coming from Jameis Winston. We'll talk about this in a second, Jason. So, yeah, streamers, Jason. Again, I was telling Jason I had a lot of time to put streamers together, and then I was out there cutting some branches. My old neighbor saw me. I ended up helping an old man for a while. By the time I got in here, I did not have time to do a ton of waivers. So I've got 3 of them, but I do feel confident, man. First up, man, I wanted this guy, Jason. Did you see a guy in our league went in and spent like $20-something on Sterling? Sterling Shepard?
No.
Yeah, it was Pat.
Oh, so Pat actually gets involved in stuff.
I know. Well, this guy right here, man, he is the wide receiver I would want. And Jason, Chris Godwin got injured at the very end of the game, so this guy was actually getting targets after Evans. So I don't know if he is the Evans replacement. It does not matter because Evans is not going to make it for the next couple of weeks either. So we've got hamstrings and ankles falling off of both Evans and Godwin. And then here we go. McMillan had 8 targets, man. The only person that had more than that afterwards was Cade Otton. He had 10 targets. So we're looking for maybe the second most targeted player for Baker Mayfield in this offense right now. He only caught 3 of those for 15 yards, but still. He's going against Atlanta. Do you remember what happened last time, Jason? Atlanta.
Yeah.
It was a barn burner. It was a barn burner. And McMillan is he's available in 70% of leagues. Baker threw for 3 touchdowns week 5 versus the Falcons. He has the 9th best cornerback matchup out of 100. So 9th best matchup with D. Alford, 0.33 fantasy points per route run. He is the worst cornerback for the Falcons. So, Jason, he's going to get targets. He gets to go against the worst cornerback in a game that should be, unless the Falcons can, I don't know, dude. I still think it's going to be high score. The over and under is still pretty decent on it, so Vegas thinks so as well. How would you feel about McMillan in your flex in a PPR league?
I don't feel good about it, but
I don't know why. I think it's awesome. I'm like, hell fucking yeah.
I think it just comes down to he's got to throw the ball to somebody. Some wide receiver's going to have to benefit from the 2 injuries, right?
Yeah, and
is it the rookie?
Yeah, he is a rookie. I was like, he's like a 6th round rookie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it him? Is he going to be the guy? Is it going to be Shepard? Is it going to be
had 1 target? Yeah, Shepard had 1 target that whole game. He's had 1 target a game for the last 4 games. I was like, did they just trade for him? Why did he spend $20 on this guy? I don't get it. So he was good in Washington, but now Wandale Robinson's doing his job way better than Sterling Shepard did. Let's see, Jason. But yeah, so I'm just saying, man, McMillan for free, go do it. And then this guy I am starting in my flex, Jason. Cedric Tillman is only 10% owned, going against Baltimore. Baltimore is allowing the most passing yards over the last 3 games per game. So 327 passing yards per game, man. Winston is out here. Winston literally throws the ball deep every time, all right? It does not matter. Njoku's working the middle. And now we got Cedric Tillman with 12 targets. He led the team, man, in receiving. He led the team in receiving yards in the first game without Amari Cooper. So it was not Elijah Moore. It was not Jerry Jeudy. It was fucking Cedric Tillman. This guy was a 3rd round draft pick last year, Jason. Did you know that?
Yeah. Do you know what college?
Was it USC?
No. Can't draft him unless you know.
What was it?
Tennessee.
Oh shit! I knew this. Yeah, because he was with Jalen Hyatt and Hendon Hooker. My bad. I said that on the waiver wire show, but I was just so pumped up. But man, Cedric Tillman was awesome in college too, man. Him and Jalen Hyatt, but Jalen Hyatt just ain't doing shit. So yeah, how do you feel, Jason, about Cedric Tillman versus Baltimore? And the one thing I do want to say, Baltimore is allowing the least amount of separation. So they are covering wide receivers the tightest, and they are giving up the most yards.
That's crazy.
That is an outlier. It should correct itself, but I don't care, dude. I think I talked about this before. Jameis Winston, man. I won a championship with him throwing to Godwin. I owned Godwin that year when he threw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions.
You need to have the number 1 wide receiver for Jameis Winston. Basically what it is.
That's what I'm saying, man.
He's a what'd you call that one guy? Will Levis or something, like chicken finger looking Brett Favre or something like that?
He's a chicken finger eating chicken. It was I don't remember, but it was Chris Long. He's like and it was for the Washington quarterback last year.
Oh, Sam Howell.
I was like, how? Yeah, Sam Howell. He's a fried chicken eating Brett Favre or something like that.
Dude, man, freaking Jameis Winston's the same way. He likes those deep balls. He likes to take those chances, man. He might give you 5 interceptions in the game, but he'll get you 4 touchdowns.
Like it's literally a joke about him going in and literally chucking the fucking ball as far as he can every play. Like that is a joke, and it happens. You just watch the game and you laugh. It's crazy.
Right.
So I'm like, dude, just give it to me, man. Give it to me. Okay. Tua, Jason. He's only 39% owned. You talked about starting him this week versus Arizona. Arizona's giving up the 4th most fantasy points to quarterbacks, 7th most passing yards on the year. And then Jason just talked about it in practice. It's already a big difference, man. It's a fucking huge difference. And then, hey, Tyreek Hill, did you hear what he tweeted out or said in an interview?
No.
He's all, fire me up, boys. I'm back on your menu. He's all, I'm gonna fire me. He was all cussing.
Yeah, he was all pumped.
Man, he was my listener league. Watch out, dude. I'm back on track. I'm about to burn some asses. And then here we go, dude. 23 fantasy points in his only full game this season. Arizona allowing the 9th most team points per game. So you score a lot of points in general against Arizona, 25 points per game. So, dude, I just see Tua. First game back, Waddle and Hill killing it.
That's why I picked him up.
Yep. So anyways, all those guys, most of those, I mean, they should be mostly available in most leagues. Go pick them up, and I think that you can start all of them. Jason, I would rather start Tua than Sam Darnold this week. So, hey. And then, all right, man. We're going to start with the pauses, and then we're going to end with some positivity, Jason.
Okay.
So first up, what's up?
Okay. You're not going to like this first one, man.
Oh, shoot. You know what we're going to do? We're going to review what we did last week because we do not run from our mistakes, Jason. So I do want to say we have not done worse asterisks than like 5 out of 8. All right, on our plays and our pauses. Last week, Jason, we got 1 right. We were 1 for 8, and that motherfucker was injured. So
damn,
not good. It was so funny when I was looking through this. I was like, maybe I flipped it and we got everything right. And then I was like, no. So our plays, Jason, I said to play Sam Darnold, 2 pass funnel defenses. I said they annihilate the run. NFC divisional games are weird. They ran all over each other. Jason, Sam Darnold, quarterback 13, so not even a starting quarterback for you. Jason, did I say that? Did you say play Sam Darnold?
I don't remember.
Anyways, play Dobbins, I said. He was running back 28 with 9.6 points. Jason, we said to play Flowers. Seemed like a great deal, dude. That guy threw 5 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson threw 5 touchdowns. Zay Flowers, wide receiver 65, 4 points. And then I remember saying this. I said to start. You said to play Sam Darnold. You said to play Flowers. I said to play LaPorta and Dobbins. LaPorta, he had an amazing matchup last week. Tied in 37, 3.5 points. Jason, I said to pause Kyler Murray. He was quarterback 5 with that 40-yard touchdown.
No.
That 40-yard touchdown made a big difference, okay? 21 points.
He had that 40-yard rushing touchdown, right?
Yeah.
So, 10 points right there.
Breece Hall, Jason. We said to pause Breece Hall, you did. Running back 5, 26 points.
That was my gamble of the week, man. The passing, he had what? He had like 4 receptions for 96 yards.
Exactly. Because we're like, oh, there goes all of his targets with Devontae there. And holy shit, like they started the game off just throwing to him.
Yep. I was like, God damn it.
And I was going against him, too. And I was like, damn you, Jason. Ayuk, Jason. We said to pause Ayuk. He was wide receiver 1 million. Injured. And hey, man, we said to pause Kraft. You said to pause Kraft. Tight in 11, 12.3 points. So 12.3 points is actually pretty good to me. He actually did well. So we were 1 for 8. Again, we've never been worse than 5 for 8. In gambling, you want to be about 55, 60%. So usually we're pretty good. That sucked. I apologize.
I'll give that to Kraft, too. Did you see that touchdown that he had?
I heard about it.
Pretty damn good.
I was like, did you see that touchdown? It was like, everybody was talking about it. I was like, oh, man. All right, man. Let's get into the pauses, dog. First up, this is was surprising for me, man. This is pretty surprising, but not surprising when you think about who's throwing to.
So you might know what we're going to start this off with, then, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
gamble of the week.
This is the gamble of the week. This is my riskiest pick of the week, and it is pausing quarterback 2, Baker Mayfield. Let me get to my notes.
What am I doing? Oh yeah, Baker. Pause.
We kind of talked about this earlier. Chris Godwin, he out. Mike Evans, he out too. Godwin has 50 receptions, 576 yards. Well, that's gone. Mike Evans, red zone threat, 6 touchdowns, gone. Next up, so we got Sterling Shepard, we got a rookie, and then we got Trey Palmer. Buccaneers have a good offensive line, and the running game is legit. They rushed over 100 yards against the Ravens last week. I think that's like the first time all season. And they rushed 160 yards versus Atlanta in week 5. Baker Mayfield in that game only had 180 yards against Atlanta. And now his top 2 wide receivers are out. He has unknown and unreliable players in his wide receiver core. I see the Buccaneers changing their game to running the ball until Evans comes back. I pause Baker Mayfield.
You know what? When you were giving me those first stats, the first thing I was thinking of was that I do believe that Baker Mayfield will get yardage, I think, and move the ball around. But the red zone, man, without Godwin and Mike Evans specifically, that field goal kicker for the Buccaneers, I know somebody spent a bunch of money on him in our league.
McLaughlin, I want to say.
Yep, he's got to mix some shit. And that guy's going to be huge. That guy's going to be huge for the next, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So that's when you were giving me those stats, I was like, dude, they're going to move the ball, but they're going to have trouble in the red zone. So that's what I think. How do you feel about that, Jason?
Yeah, I mean, and now, they did lose their wide receivers, but they still got a good tight end. And they know for sure they got 3 talented running backs, 2.5 talented running backs that can run against Atlanta because they just did it, 2 weeks ago. They're probably even doing better now with Bucky Irving run all over the place. Rachaad White actually ran pretty good and against the Ravens too.
He feels the pressure.
I was going to say, I think he feels threatened, and he's like, "Damn,
what do you have left?" Like, oh shit. But yeah, he is going to catch a lot more balls. So yeah, with Godwin going down, it helped out Rachaad White a ton in PPR leagues. And
remember, this game went crazy with Kirk Cousins throwing 500 yards.
It's his only good game, man. It's it's his only good game.
It would have to be an historic moment if Kirk Cousins did that again against the Buccaneers.
Yeah, and it's at the Buccaneers too.
It's in Tampa.
All right, man. I thought hurricane season was over. I haven't checked the weather down there. That could mess up Kirk. All right, I am pausing. Ooh. Okay. I felt so good about this. I was like, man, it's the same shit that happened last year is happening this year. Start off hot, top 3 running back for a month and a half or less, and then you're unstartable. So I was an Alvin Kamara owner last year, Jason. He's at the Chargers. He's not even at home in that dome with the fast track. He's going to be at the Chargers, which is, I guess, kind of in a dome and a fast track, but still not the same. So yeah, I felt really good about this. And then I saw in the news, Jason, right before this show, it says he's been playing with a broken hand. So I was like, I already did the research, man. I don't have time to change my shit. So yeah, I kind of feel bad right now about that. Oh, my dad's calling me. Watch this 1 second. Hey, Dad, I'm doing a TV show. Can I call you back? Okay, love you. All right, bye. My parents are on the East Coast. I didn't realize it's 9 o'clock, so I probably should have answered that. Too bad. But yeah, Jason, I've been playing with a broken hand, for God's sakes. So that kind of makes this a little bit cheap, but I did not know that. He leads the NFL in running back touches with 145. They're running him into the ground. He's like, I don't know, 30-something. Probably 29, but still he's old. Running back 32, running back 19, and then running back 52 last week. then the last two with Rattler was, running back 19, running back 52. Rattler starting again. Kendre Miller is back. He led New Orleans in rushing yards and had a 27% snap share. Dude, second fewest fantasy points per game allowed to running backs. The Chargers are. They just allowed 181 rushing yards to Connor and Murray. That 40-yard touchdown kind of messed shit up, and Connor's a stud. But for the most part, they're giving up the ninth fewest rushing yards allowed on the year. But the big thing for the Chargers, they do not allow points. A team to score for the most part. They're giving up the fourth fewest points, just the teams in general. Over the last three, and number one on the year. So in the bottom five, also I was thinking, well, Kamara, so he's not going to get any rushing yards. What about receiving yards? Well, the Chargers are in the top five. I couldn't see you because it was behind a paywall. The top five, but the Chargers are in the top five for the fewest amount of receiving yards allowed to running backs this year. Yep. So to me, man, Kamara is going to be. He's got a bad matchup for receiving, for running, broken hand now, and Kendre Miller with Spencer Rattler playing, dude. I would literally probably bench Alvin Kamara this week.
Yeah, Tyler, they're actually top four. And
that's funny because I was like, it was all blurred out, and I was like, shit. But it's like, I know what you aren't.
Yeah, well, I mean, James Conner. I mean, we actually mentioned this on the show last time. It's like I had James Conner ranked kind of low, but also it's like James Conner for some reason plays well against tough defenses. I don't know.
49ers, like, fuck you. 100 yards.
It's just how he is, dude. He's a freaking Terminator. The Chargers only have allowed one rushing touchdown, and they've only allowed one receiving touchdown to quarterback or running backs. And Kamara right now, his opportunities, his success early in the season was like how his offensive line making gaps for him because he's not being very successful in anything else in the running matrix. His juke rate, 53rd overall. His explosive rating, 25th overall. So he's not doing great at breaking tackles or avoiding tackles. He needs those huge linemen to open up holes, and they're going to have a tough time doing that against the Chargers.
Same shit as last year, dude. He fell off a cliff. Like, his explosive, everything. And then they had like 5 running backs, and he was unstartable. So same shit. If you could trade him away, I would. He's got a terrible, terrible, terrible playoff schedule. All right, man. Next up, you have a wide receiver to pause.
Yeah, dude. Let's go and pause wide receiver 69. I thought for sure you were going to say something. Calvin Ridley.
That's all part of the plan, Jason. He's like, how many points do I need to score? I'm staying in 69 position all year.
They're going to be like, that's my favorite number. Okay, so DeAndre Hopkins is now a Chief. Now is the time to start Calvin Ridley, they say. They've been chanting it all in the streets of Washington. Wrong. Keep him on your bench, bro. There's a situation in Tennessee, and it's the same situation that happened last year in Jacksonville. The ball cannot get to Calvin Ridley. His catch rate is 33%, Tyler. 33%. In week 6 against a favorable matchup against the Colts, 8 targets, 0 receptions. Just the last 2 games, he's had 3 catches on 17 targets, just for 42 yards. His catchable target rate on the season is 100th overall at 41%. It is insanely bad. Now with Hopkins gone, he becomes the focus of the secondary. Nah, dog. I keep pause on Calvin Ridley.
That's a good point with Hopkins gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't even heard Treylon Burks' name, which is crazy. So, yeah, man. Somebody should trade for Treylon Burks. Get him out of there. He was good for a minute. Remember when they went to go trade? They traded away A.J. Brown and replaced him with Treylon Burks because they didn't want to pay him.
Yeah.
But hey, yeah, Calvin Ridley, like you said, like 50-something targets and like 4 receptions. It was insane. That shit, that tweet or whatever that came out the other day. And then, hey, man, I do want to add on because for a second, Jason, I thought that I had to pause a wide receiver. I was all about pausing Terry McLaurin against Josh Johnson. So that is a bonus pause for wide receivers. I'm not messing around with that shit, especially with Jaden Daniels coming off of an injury-ish. Terry McLaurin is probably going to be a wide receiver like 30-something this week.
I got one more thing here. He's only scored he has scored 8 or fewer points in all but one game this year. And that game was against the Jets, I believe, and it was 2. And one was a rushing touchdown, and the other one was just a luck pass of like 40 yards. The Titans' pass attack is a train wreck, and Ridley has been very ineffective. He is 4th from the last in the league among all offensive players in receiving EPA at a miserable minus 11.9 points.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, God, I forgot what I did here. But still, hey, what did you think about the McLaurin, though, real fast? Josh Johnson.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that one was kind of like obvious, so that's why I wasn't really trying to.
I
saw
know,
that too.
I know. I was like, oh, my God. It was like the first name I wrote down, then I realized I wasn't doing it.
Especially if Mariota plays, like, nah, dude. Nah, dude. All
right, man. LaPorta, Jason, I just wrote his name on the board. I had him as a play last week, and I was so pissed. I was like, you know what, dude? Who has a terrible matchup? Because it's 49ers and somebody else. The Tennessee Titans don't allow fucking points to tight ends, man. They give up, let's see, they allow the second fewest fantasy points per game, 4.5 to tight ends. He had one reception on 2 targets last week versus Minnesota. That's why I streamed them. Like, dude, tight ends have been killing us all year. That was a top 10 tight end matchup, and he had 2 targets. He had 1 target week 6, 2 targets week 7. He's not surpassed 5 targets or 53 yards on the year. Dude, they allowed Kincaid 3 for 53 yards week 7. Mo Ali Cox 4 for 41 week 6. Jonnu nothing week 4 before the bye. So Tennessee Titans, they haven't really been going against very many good tight ends, but I don't care, dude. Kincaid and Mo Ali Cox get 4 times the targets this fool gets. So LaPorta, do not play him. Trade him for whatever anybody will give you. This is one of the craziest turnarounds I've ever seen, Jason. But that's what happens when you go all in on a rookie tight end. You know, it's not like he was established. Usually when tight ends get to this top tier, they've been doing it for years. This is like probably the first time where he tight end vaulted up so fast.
I got a quick question, quick cue. Do you think those targets might increase with Jameson Williams out?
See, I thought the same thing, but Jameson Williams runs all these crazy deep routes. So I was like,
yep.
They've got Josh Reynolds there or something. No, who was it? Was it Josh Reynolds?
Tim Patrick.
They've got some wide receivers there. They'll just make it work. Amon's just going to get a lot more work, man. I'll tell you who's hard to cover in Madden, Jason. That Amon-Ra St. Brown is insane.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
All right. We're going to end with some positivity, Jason. That means we're going to go through our plays. The players that we feel confident about. Oh, man. You just told me a bunch of stuff I thought maybe. I was looking at this game, and I was thinking, I'm going to play Kirk Cousins, dude. So, I still think that Tampa Bay will be able to move the ball. Kirk Cousins has had 2 terrible games. 2 terrible games. Let's see. And not just 2 terrible games. This full 2 straight games of 12 fantasy points or less. He's been a top 20 quarterback, Jason, only twice this year. So, there's been 7 games? 5 games. He's been outside the top 20. And so I actually feel like this is kind of a gamble right now.
So you're rolling the dice?
I mean, I really do feel like this is probably my gamble of the week, but still. 500 passing yards and 4 touchdowns when he played 3 weeks ago against the same team. Second, and then Tampa Bay, dude, like last week against Tampa Bay, last year gave up. Their secondary just took a shit. It did not matter. It was like them in Washington did not care about playing defense. And Jason, they are back on track, man. They're giving up the second most passing yards allowed over the last 321 yards per game. The second most fantasy points per game to quarterbacks, 22.7. The third most team points. So teams are just scoring a ton of points against them in general, man. 35 points a game over the last 3. So they allowed, Lamar all that, 243 yards and a touchdown. Spencer Rattler actually looked good against this team. I remember that. I was like,
yeah.
Bub Means? Who is this Bub Means? Spencer Rattler? Oh, my God. So yeah, dude, Tampa Bay's defense is like terrible, and then that they're gonna have so much opportunity, Cousins, because of like I said, that Tampa Bay defense or offense might be going 3 and out a lot. Maybe I'm hoping that they do move the ball. I do think they are, but there's a chance they do not, and that means a lot of time possession for the Atlanta Falcons, man. So I have Kirk Cousins as my play this week, Jason. And I thought, because I was looking for somebody that was like not obvious. I was like, man, this guy's been doing terrible. I have him in our listener league, and I think I'm going to start him this week.
Yeah, just because I said there's, it'd be historic if he goes for 500 yards again. Doesn't mean he can't throw for 300 yards, 200 yards.
I mean, and Bijan, man, getting those like maybe reception touchdowns and stuff. So
that was the other thing.
But it's all about the secondary over there in Tampa Bay. It's not like their front seven's decent, and I don't think Vita Vea is going to play. But still, man, that secondary just sucks.
That was the other thing, too. They were able to hold Bijan Robinson to a very low stat line when it came to rushing. So doing that again, they'll just have to rely on his arm. Kirk Cousins' arm.
Yeah, exactly. All right, man. You got somebody, and then I also have another one, maybe a secret start of the week, because like I said, I thought I don't know, man. I was just looking at too much this time. But hey, Jason, James Cook is your star. I don't even know. He was getting almost overtaken by Ray Davis. Everybody's afraid, but now you have him as a start or as your play of the week.
Yep. I looked and the last like 2 games he's only scored 9 or 8 points, but I'm playing running back James Cook. The Bills are 10th in the league in rushing percentage per game at 50% of the time. So 50% of the time they are running. The other half they're passing. Straight down the middle. There's the only team that's evenly split. Now, this is scary. Tyler mentioned this and, brought more fear to me because Ray Davis is starting to come on as of late, but James Cook still had more than double the snaps played, which is good for James Cook owners. Seattle has allowed an average of 186 rushing yards the last 3 games. That is second most behind the Saints. Bijan Robinson had 103 yards, 4.9 yards per carry. Jordan Mason had 73 yards before he got hurt, and he averaged 8.1 yards per carry. And then the week before that, rookie Tyron Tracy, 129 yards and 7.2 yards per carry. I'm looking for another game where the running back runs all over the Seahawks, and Cooks is actually getting goal line carries this year. That is very, very important. A lot of points should be scored in this game. I play James Cook.
Yeah, man. James Cook started the year off hot. I thought he was going to be a fantasy MVP. And then, dealing with injuries kind of slowed down. That offense was kind of slowing down as well. But now with Amari Cooper, I actually do think it helps Cook, as far as what people can focus on. Because there was literally not one wide receiver that you cared about at all. And now, so with Amari Cooper, I do think that opens up things for Cook. And I love Ray Davis, but I don't think that I don't think that this is going to be a 50% target share. It's going to be very Braylon Allen and Breece Hall. So it's still Breece Hall is going to get 90% of the rushing share.
Good comp.
So I wouldn't even worry about it. And then real quick, Jason, I do have a secret start of the week.
Ooh.
And this guy is going to be, I think he's going to be in my top 5 rankings. All right. He's only a secret because I wasn't supposed to do it anyways, and I think it's a secret that his matchup is just so good. Javonte Williams with that defense against Bryce Young and Carolina, it's going to be like 36-0, man. The time of possession is going to be insane in this game. It's going to be like 90% over on Buffalo. They're going to be. I would almost start McMillan. I would almost start McLaughlin, Jason. Like McLaughlin should be the secret start of the week. But as far as a top 5 secret, Javonte Williams, man, like, oh my God. I would not be surprised if he's the top scoring running back. With Bryce Young back there. Deontay Johnson wants to get fucking traded. You got to go against the Denver's defense, man. It's going to be a bloodbath, dog. Top scorer of the week. I already know who it's going to be. Denver defense. Not a quarterback. Not anybody else. Denver defense.
Yeah, they've given up 13 rushing touchdowns to running backs. That's first in the league. Javonte Williams last week against the Saints, 2 touchdowns. They used them a lot. This is going to be made for. If you have Javonte Williams, if you own him, now's the time to play him. Finally,
Jason, I was wondering this. I was like, dude, if you have Waddle, you literally have not been starting him for, I don't know, a month. Over a month. I'm telling you right now to put him back in your starting lineup immediately. Tua's back. 100 receiving yards week 1. That was his only game with Tua. Now he gets to go against Arizona, who, I mean, if you watch this show, man, come on. Arizona. I did hear that they were actually keeping people down, like not allowing people to score like over 20-something points per whatever. I don't care, dude. They allow tons of points to fantasy-wise to wide receivers and running backs and quarterbacks. So who cares? 7th most fantasy points per game. 30 points per game, Jason, to wide receivers. And he is facing cornerback Starling Thomas, and he's given up 0.29 fantasy points per route run. That is the most out of any Arizona cornerback. So a team that is giving up the 7th most fantasy points per game to wide receivers, he is getting their worst cornerback. So this is a great matchup for Waddle. Hill's going to get his, but they're going to be spending all their attention on Hill and Achane. Waddle, man, should have an opportunity for at least one long touchdown and get 7+ targets and 100 yards. Let's see, 5th most. Oh, and they have been allowing the 5th most receiving yards over the last 3 games at 275. The only problem is he is dealing with a quad injury, but he told everybody that he is just fine and is practicing in full.
Yeah, sorry. What was I going to say? Oh, Tyler, in the last 3 weeks, the Cardinals are number 2 in passing yards allowed at 349.
Yeah, I mean, because I had the 5th most receiving yards allowed over the last 3 games. Yeah, so over the last 2, it's been even worse. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. And when you think about Miami, you cannot pass the ball against Miami. So Arizona does have a good run game. They should be able to move it back and forth. I do expect them to both score points, and the passing should be in the game plan the entire game.
Just not Marvin Harrison Jr.
Nope, because he's getting shadowed by Jalen Hurts. Or not Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Quarterback and cornerback.
Motherfucker. I squat 600 pounds.
Right. I can do it.
No, Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, thank you. And Jalen Ramsey's actually a shutdown corner this year.
Doing good.
All right, man. Lastly, who's our last pause, Jason? Or play.
All right, let's play tight end 21, David Njoku.
Did have 30 targets.
Yep, Amari Cooper led the team in targets. All those vacant targets need to be spread out somewhere. I actually did research on this when I thought DTR was going to be the starting quarterback. But Jameis Winston, hey, he's fine too. Njoku is the best receiving option on the team, and Winston loves to sling the ball. Njoku had 10 targets last game, and his touchdown was thrown by Winston. The Ravens have allowed 370 passing yards in the last 3 games. So this matchup is prime for Njoku.
Yeah, man, I don't care. It's like even without Jameis Winston in there, that fool was going to get 10+ targets regardless of who the quarterback was that week.
No.
So yeah, Njoku, the PPR, is going to be a top. I mean, he's going to be higher than Evan Ingram. You know what I'm saying? And Evan Ingram is a volume PPR guy. So
the Ravens are going to get in a lead, and the Browns are going to have to fight their way back.
And the Ravens, it's like the Ravens, the Vikings, and some other teams are good defenses that allow points to tight ends. Kansas City, like that's just you have to allow points and yards somewhere, and that is kind of where they're doing it. I know Baltimore is a lot to wide receivers as well. So yeah, I think they're like top 10 in points allowed to tight ends. I'm sure you said it. I needed water. So anyways, yeah, those are our plays and pauses. Let us know down below in the comments if you believe it or you don't. And if you have some of your own, and we'll take a look at them, maybe use them for ourselves. But hey, man, that is the show. Thank you so much for watching. If you actually did like the show, please give us a thumbs up. It does send us out to a ton more people, and that is exactly what we need. Exposure, man. Northern Exposure is a TV show that I never watched. Jason, please send us out. We have some awesome shows coming out soon.
So after you're done watching this very important episode, we got the live coming out Friday, Tyler, with all our rankings. Come have a drink with us, ask some questions. We're here to answer. We're at your disposal. And then Saturday, we got the offensive line matchup report for Week 8. And Sunday, make sure to check it. Any last-minute starter set questions, Tyler will be available for you. I will talk to you in those videos. Deuces.
Hey, and again, if you are wondering which running back to start on your fantasy team, watch that Saturday episode about the offensive and defensive lines. This is a Fantasy Red Zone, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, Tyler.